What is up, folks? Welcome back to another live stream repair. Right before we get started, I just wanted to show off a nice little haul that I snagged from Value Village yesterday. I was walking through the kids' toys with my wife, looking through the kids' toys, and I saw somebody had, I guess, put this Firewire charger up there with the rest of the kids' toys. And when I grabbed it, I grabbed it because I saw the Firewire charger, and I was like, oh, cool, I could use another one of those. I didn't notice until I picked the bag up that it actually came with an iPod. And it is in, I have to say, really, really nice shape, all things considered. The front, let's go ahead and wipe this off. Absolutely beautiful. This is the nicest Nano that I think I have. Oh, amazing! The scratch on the back was superficial. It was just crud. This thing is almost mint. Look at that. What a thing of beauty. Front and back. I could clean it up a little better, but it is minty, minty, minty. Wow. Haha. $3 iPod with a Firewire charger. That is one heck of a deal, if you ask me. I'm gonna pop that into my collection over here. And we have got a lot of bricked HomePods today, and I don't at the moment have any USB adapters. I accidentally shipped off one of my own USB adapter. So we're gonna make another one here really quick so we can hopefully save a few HomePods. I figured, what the heck, might as well stream it. I've made a few tweaks to the adapter since I've last made a video, or at least streamed making one of these. So maybe we can repurpose this as a little how-to guide for people. Alright, Stefan, what is up? Welcome back. Welcome. Okay, first thing we need to do is grab some of our pogo pins. And we're just going to pop those in here. We'll only need 4 for USB. And that's as far in as they need to go. Actually, as a matter of fact, when I go to push it down on the table like this to push them in, they won't go any further in than you need them to. So that is perfect. And if we look at one of these externally, you can see how far in you want to push those. You basically want to push them all the way in until you can't see the gold sleeve anymore. But the top of the gold sleeve is lined up with the plane of this adapter stud here, sort of thing. Yeah, I think you can see what I'm talking about here, but once we got those on, we can hit this with a little bit of solder. We can use low melt to make this easier on ourselves. We don't want to melt our adapter or put too much too much heat through this adapter because it'll easily move the pogo pins around in the plastic. It'll melt the plastic. So low melt solder, if you've got it, helps move things along a little quicker. Oh, yeah, I had to take a few days off because I hurt myself. I must have pulled something like in my pec muscle or in my chest, but basically doing any sort of motion with my right arm hurts all the way through my arm, through the left side of my chest and my back. I think I pulled something like a week ago, but it only started hurting because I didn't give myself a break. I jumped right into fixing HomePods for a week straight, and I think it finally caught up to me. So I wasn't able to fix anything. I wanted to fix stuff this weekend too, but I hurt too much. I still hurt, but we're feeling a little better. We'll see how far we can go. So try not to touch the iron directly to the pogo pins. Try to blob the solder. Get a blob of solder on your iron and make the blob touch the probe. That way you're transferring as little heat as possible and you're not putting any physical pressure on those pins and causing them to move around. Because you're transferring a lot. You can see I'm using color changing filament here. You can see where it's already gotten really hot. If I touch those probes, they'll wiggle around a little bit and it might knock them out of alignment, and then it won't connect to your HomePod anymore. A little more flux. And then we're gonna grab we specifically want a USB-A 2.0 to 4-wire pigtail. You could do USB-C if you know how to wire it in with a resistor to make it show up as a USB on the go device. You can't just do a passive USB-C connector on these and plug it into your Mac and expect it to work. It doesn't. I've tried. Stick with USB-A 2.0 and then get yourself a USB-A to USB-C adapter. That gives it OTG capability if you really need that USB-C. Alright, so you want to pull the cable through and then put a knot on the end of it. So that it doesn't pull itself all the way through. Very nice. Just like that. We're gonna grab our hot glue gun. This glitter glue is, it's absolutely stinky stuff. I hate it. But it's the only stuff I have around at the moment. We're gonna hit this corner here with just a little bit of hot glue. And then we're gonna pull the cable down. Push that into place and hold it there for a few seconds until our glue hardens enough to keep it there. Tim, what is up? Welcome back. You're going to Devialet, the Devialet store in Paris? Oh, man. Share photos of everything when you get there. I'm jealous. Alright, a little more flux. A little bit of flux on our guys over there. And what I like to do is bend all of the wires into position before soldering any of them into place. Because what could happen is you solder one of them like that, and then you solder the next one, and then you've got a wire underneath here, kind of stuck, and you can't get it without unsoldering stuff again. So I like to just sort of mock everything up before I actually commit with the solder here. There we go, sort of like that. And then I like to do the two middle ones and work my way out. Bit of a boo-boo. Things love to stick to each other with how little space we've got to work with here. You see how much it's moving around now? Yeah. It's too hot. It's too hot, we gotta cool it off. Okay. A little bit of glue in here to hold things apart but in place. Alright, I gotta let that cool off for a second before we can use it, or at least see if it even works. So what's up with everybody? What's new? What's old? What everybody have for dinner? Here is how I see if this will even work or not without actually trying. Oh, that hurts. We get ourselves a marker. And we color the tip of our probes. And then we pop our adapter on. Give it a few little wiggles. Pull it off. Inspect where our marker left its marks. It looks good. Looking great. Well, goodness, let's get some names up on the screen. Let's fix some stuff, hey? We've been dilly-dallying enough here, but we needed to get that adapter made so we can restore some HomePods here, hopefully. Who do we have first? We have got, up first here is going to be Tom with a bricked HomePod. Let's go ahead and shoot them a message and let them know that they're coming up here. My computer's not turning on. Oh, there we go. Did I ever figure out what's up with my Devialet? No, I did not. I actually got my hands on a second one, and they both have the same exact issue, and I think it's either a firmware issue or a hardware issue with the firmware chip. Alright. Tom has been messaged. Let's get a couple other names up on the screen here. Who's going to be next? We're going to wrap up Aaron's second HomePod that took a software restore. He needs a little hardware maintenance here. Okay. Those two have been messaged. Who else do we have here? Buddy, do we have a lot? Let's go. Let's see. We've got Harm with no power. Where's my mouse? Harm. We've got Shuo with a brick. We've got Toby with no power. We've got Wendy. Sorry, 3829 with a brick. Then Wendy with no power. Then James with no power. New line. $38.31 with some bad bass. $38.43 no power. $37.87 with two HomePods. One's a brick, one they just want maintenance on. $38.11 is bad bass. We've got Dr. Andrew with no power. Brian with no power. And a $38.16 with no power. Of course, 10 more are waiting in the trunk of my car. It never ends. I'm gonna lose my mind. But what can you do? Even if I lost my mind, they're still gonna keep piling up, so. Let's see if our USB adapter even works, eh? So we've got Tom up first here with the blinkies. Let's go ahead and catch up with the chat here. I've been sort of ignoring you folks for the past 20 minutes, really. You're gonna go to you'll go to Sephora with her if you go to the Devialet store. That's a fair deal. That's a fair deal. I mean, heck, I still would, like, I'm curious what the Sephora store in freaking Paris is like. Uh, 19 Devialets playing in sync. Oh man. Oh man, that'll be one heck of a show. Costco Kurt, what is up? Welcome, Mr. Costco Pasta. Yeah, I got my hands on two Devialets, the smaller guys, but they're not, they don't work. They don't work and I can't figure it out. And after buying two of them and them having both the same seemingly unfixable issue, I kind of don't want to try to buy any more of them. They're even broken ones, they're stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. Alright, it's your time to shine, Mr. USB adapter. Let's see if we did good. Let's see. Where did my... Gosh. Where did I had that? Here it is. Here it is. We're gonna need that. You've lived in 3 different places the past year. That's rough. It looks good. Looks like I've got a connection to our HomePod. The question is, will it just be a software issue for this HomePod, or is there a hardware problem that caused its issues here? We will see in just a sec. Would you look at that? It would appear to be restoring without a problem, which means we can go ahead and move on to the next one. Oh man, even coughing hurts. Makes me want to curl up in a ball. Okay. This will take probably 10-20 minutes to get all the way through. So we're going to put our laptop down into the side and make some room for ourselves to work on another HomePod while that finishes. We've got Aaron's HomePod here with quite a similar story to Tom here. Blinking volume buttons. Seems to have restored and been working fine with our USB adapter into software restore. So they opted for the extra hardware maintenance, so we're going to crack it open, replace a few parts inside that cause, no power, death farts. The easy to prevent stuff that usually happens to these HomePods. And then this, we will keep an eye on that. Looks like it's just chugging along. Oh, this is the part that hurts. This is why I haven't been fixing anything the past few days. I think what happened, I must have pulled a muscle, because when I was putting my kid's car seat into the car, I was pulling on one of the straps. To tighten it, and I wanted it nice and tight. It's one of the straps that holds it down into the car. So I was pretty much like pulling on the strap while leaning into the seat, and I was practically pulling myself into the seat, and I felt a sudden sharp pop in my chest, and I immediately, it hurt. Ooh, it hurt. But it only hurt for a few seconds, and then I proceeded about the rest of my day. This happened over a week ago, last Sunday. And I didn't even feel anything until the next day when I woke up. I can barely breathe. On today's episode of 1,000 Ways to Die. This hurts too. I can't do nothing. Oh. Give it a little dusting. We don't want any of that dust getting inside once we've got it apart, eh? Struggling. Where's the software restore on Tom's pod? We're 50% of the way through already there. It'll probably be done before we get this thing apart all the way. Oh, it's not even hand cramps, Dan. It's I must have pulled a pec muscle or bruised a rib or something. Totally unrelated to HomePods or any other work. This kid is just trying to absolutely kill me. My day. What is up? Welcome to another live stream repair. That's right. We don't pre-record, we don't speed things up. We're not even trying hard right now. We're just trying to get by here. I hurt too much to speed run anything at the moment. But after you've done a few thousand of these, I guess even your slow pace can look pretty fast. Let's get this glue out of here. It's funny they didn't glue the second gens together and they use fewer screws. I think they shot themselves in the foot with repairability gluing the first gens together. That's why they discontinued them so fast. I don't think Apple discontinued the first gens ever because they were thinking about any like hardware issues or that kind of thing. I think Apple discontinued the first gen because they made it too difficult to fix for themselves. And they shot themselves in the foot, not giving themselves a way to restore the software on all the bricked ones. At least not giving that ability to the stores. Certainly the factories have that ability, but they never touched it. They never took a HomePod. Once that HomePod goes together, it's never coming back apart again unless it's getting recycled. At least by Apple. Her name is Daisy. Daisy, Daisy, give me your pottery do. Daisy's the machine at Apple that rips the HomePods and other Apple devices apart for their raw materials. And that's all they do with the first gens if you send it into them. A sad fate over many very repairable issues. Oh yeah, where are all these we got a lot of people watching right now. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Where'd you all come from? Did someone post a link somewhere? The algorithm just hitting the right way today? So, first thing we're doing as part of our hardware maintenance is replacing the 4 capacitors right there. They are, in this application, being used as DC filters for the subwoofer's audio signal. They love to go bad and cause death farts and stinky subwoofer speakers. So, often enough that it warrants offering a maintenance service and replacing them even if they're still good. So we'll get those swapped out with some fresh ones. Unfortunately, by just the nature of the ceramic capacitor, these will go bad. They all go bad over time. They have a shelf life. Being used or not, they derate, and they will need either replaced again or reconditioned. It sucks that they can't even sit there being unused without going bad, but at the very least, there's a way to recondition those all of those capacitors. You can bring them up to their Curie temperature, which is essentially the temperature at which their crystalline structure resets and realigns. You hold it there for a specified period of time. This is all in the data sheet. It depends on what capacitor you've got. But most of them, you hit them with a couple hundred degrees Celsius of heat for a few hours maybe, and they're good as new again. Are we going to do that with the originals that Apple used? Heck no. No, no, no. For all we know, the originals that Apple used are failing because of a quality control issue with the capacitors and not natural aging, which is what I suspect. I don't think most of these death farts and filter failures are occurring due to capacitor age-related issues. I think they just used crappy parts, yet again. If it was an age-related issue, we wouldn't have seen so many HomePods getting death farts so soon after their first release. It makes no sense. Your HomePod didn't get the blinkies ever since you baked the motherboard. Jeez. Consider yourself lucky. Everyone that I've talked to, including myself, that have ever tried baking their logic board, it's made things worse and it's never worked again. It looks like the restore is finished on Tom's HomePod, so we can unplug that, flip it around, give it a quick power cycle. It should spring right to life here. Let's get Aaron put back together here, and then we'll move on through the queue. I was kind of blabbing about those filters too much to talk about the other part that we just replaced. That black chip that we just replaced is actually a Schottky diode. And that is the other most common part that loves to go bad inside of HomePods. It fails and causes no power. And the only reason it's failing is due to a certain date range of them not being made very well in the first place. Apple kind of got screwed over by the manufacturer of those diodes and gave them a batch of bad ones. So it's not like Apple used the wrong part or an underspec part. Or, hey, there we go. Anything like that. But replacing that diode with a brand new one prevents the issue from happening if you're not replacing it to fix it in the first place. Yeah, Apple, it is really sad to see things that are so fixable or only have a very small thing that needs done to it get thrown away, taken to Daisy. But that's what the man deemed as the most efficient way to do it, I guess. Break it all down and start over instead of trying to fix it and keep it going. How is that more efficient? I mean, I'm just gonna have to take a job at Apple to find out myself, huh? Or I could just be CEO and make them fix stuff. How about that? I'll bring back first-gen HomePods to make me CEO of Apple. Let's go. Come on, I have experience running a business. We've done Nix Fix for 3-4 years now. We're ready to go. We could run Apple. Right? Batter, what is up? What's good? Right back at ya. Welcome back. Oh yeah, first order of business if I become CEO of Apple is bringing back 3D touch or force touch to the phones and adding it to the iPads and the headphone jacks. Everything's getting a headphone jack back. Heckin', I'm gonna put a heckin' headphone jack in the heckin' AirPods case, so that way you can frickin' use it as a Bluetooth adapter to your heckin' AirPods. How about that? Your cat just chewed your earpods? No. Oh, your lightning earpods at that, dang. At least you can get your hands on a like a legit replacement set for pretty cheap. I mean, maybe have you thought about the cats maybe like jealous? Have you ever gotten your cat a set of headphones for themselves? Yeah, we do have a lot of people watching us right now. Where are you all coming from? Unusually high amount of eyeballs observing us. Alright. That's 2 for 2 so far. Let's reclaim our USB adapter and move on to the next repair. If you want to pick up your own USB adapter, you can head to nixfix.com. I've got info on how to make it yourself if you want to try. When you want to give up, you can head over to my shop and pick one up. I'll make it for you and ship it to you. You'd be surprised how cheap international shipping is. It's only 14 bucks to anywhere around the world. Except for like 2 or 3 countries, I think, I can't ship to. $9 for flat rate USPS. Anywhere in the US. Not bad. Alright, so we've got a fun one here now. An actual hardware issue. This one's gonna be the most common one that we have here show up. It's from Harm, and they've got no power. If you've watched any of our repair streams, you probably know exactly what you're about to see here with this one. Let's shoot Harm a quick message, letting them know that they are up. Where are they? Ah, yes, they're in my emails. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot Shuo a quick message. Give them enough time to hop in here with us. Where are you, Shuo? Is a text message. Okay. It is time. What do we have here? No lights, no power. The kilowatt meter says we're pulling a couple of watts from the wall. What that tells us is we're not dealing with anything silly like a blown fuse or something not connected internally. Nah. Because we have a power draw, it's pulling watts from the wall. Something's going on inside. Most likely a shorted component. Most likely the Schottky diode, that little black chip that we replaced after the filters in Aaron's HomePod for maintenance. Well, this is what happens. We're gonna get it apart. We'll give it a new diode. We'll treat it with some new fart filters for good measure. A new subwoofer gasket to replace the old foam crap, cause, well, foam. If you know anything about speakers, the first thing to go bad in a speaker is any foam that was used in it. Not to mention the foam itself is a little porous, so the solid rubber gaskets that we use to replace it with give it a slightly tighter bass response, but more importantly, it's going to last forever. It's not going to fall apart and cause issues. Quick dusting. Some of Tim's tears to help pry it apart, separate that glue. Dang, yeah. That's a lot of people watching. Welcome, everyone. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to catch our giveaway very soon. We'll be giving away one of these very HomePods. It's not going to be a boring black or white though. For example, we've got a beautiful orange. We've got all sorts of colors. All the colors of the rainbow. We hit 3,000 subscribers recently, and I owe you all a HomePod to give away. So we won't be doing that today, but very soon here we will be giving away a first-gen HomePod, custom color of your choosing, and then we will color it up on live stream for ya. Why did I tell them? Because it's because of them. Of course I would tell them, Stefan. Stefan, the more people subscribe, the more often I have to give away HomePods. You want this, trust me. I don't want this. I want all the HomePods in the world. I want every single HomePod in the world in one house on an island in the middle of nowhere. We'll call it Base Island. You don't like the orange? You don't like my orange? What about red? You like red? I like the red. The red and the blue are my, okay. All of the colors are actually, I can't pick a favorite color. They're all too good. Every time I color a new HomePod, it ends up being my favorite. I've got photos of most of the colors we've tried on my website. You go to nixfix.com, and at the top of the website there is a customization section. You can click on that and look at all the photos of the pretty pods. All the colors that Apple could have done but didn't. Cheers for the so many watchers. I don't know where you all have come from, but thank you, YouTube, for suggesting us to a number of fine folks. Cheers. Let's get this amp sorted. First things first, I like to do the filters. I like to get those out of the way. The hot pink HomePod, that was a good one. Top 5 for sure. Old filters off, a little bit of flux on, some new solder, a little more flux, and some new filters. I'm gonna swap 4 filters at the same damn time. And the star of the show, the shorted Schottky diode, certainly with a date code of 46 or 48K. Yep, there it is, 1746K. Let's get that replaced. This Flux is very good stuff. It's ultra clear. It doesn't smoke. It's the best stuff that I've personally ever used. And it doesn't smell. I smell nothing. I see nothing. It tastes great. I have no complaints. The only problem I have with it is how long it takes to get your hands on this stuff. That's why I bought like 30, 40 tubes of it last time. It's the... Here, I'll wait till we switch to the other camera angle. But nope. No smoke. So putting our iron away, it's not gonna smoke sitting there. The only smoke that our iron's gonna emit is from the solder that we leave on the iron and any flux that's baked into the solder itself, because most solder comes with flux inside of it. But you shouldn't count on that as your only flux to get the job done. No, no, no. Here's the stuff that we use. If you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend it. It's the Nano Flux Paste by Mechanic. Yeah, you've seen that guy before. If you've ever looked for any micro soldering tools or accessories, you recognize that name. Here's what a box of this stuff looks like, if you're trying to look for it. I cannot find a single complaint with this stuff. It's got the perfect runniness / viscosity. It's got practically infinite resistance. It's not gonna, it's no clean, so you don't have to clean it up and worry about it shorting things out, short term or long term. It is just so perfect. Don't sniff the flux. You don't, that's like the first thing I do. I stick a whole, where's my jar? I have a whole jar of flux that I stick on my candle warmer every evening. You guys don't, what's that? Well, whatever. Anyways. I didn't realize you guys were zoomed that far out. My apologies. You missed out on all the action. Let's get the rest of that glue out of here. Ooh, acetone on the candle warmer. I dig it. I dig it. I save the gasoline for weekends. Fresh new subwoofer gasket. Trust not the old foam stuff. A little bit of a test just to make sure that everything is sealed. Technically everything from here up has nothing to do with how the HomePod seals or not. It's all free air from here. All the sealing is done with gaskets under the subwoofer and below. So you need not worry about gluing this top basket back on, for example. See, shuffle hands, I've had different, Flux has, a whole bunch of different smells. I've had stuff that smells like straight up burning tree sap, which isn't that bad. I've had stuff that smells kinda sweet. I've had stuff that smells like straight up body odor, like sweaty armpits, man. What was silly was a few years ago, before we used the NanoFlux, we would use Chip Quick, and the Chip Quick stuff worked really good, and it smelled really nice. Kind of like maple syrup. It almost smelled like you were burning maple syrup. And then out of the blue, I run out, I order another tube of this stuff, and when I get it, I immediately notice that the new tube smells like body odor. Exact same stuff, just totally different smell now. Straight sweaty armpits. I was so disappointed that I kept looking around for a new Flux until I found the Nano Paste. Or the NanoFlux. And it's perfect. Like I said, you can't smell it. There's no smoke. My wife no longer complains about, let alone ever mentions the smell of me working on stuff, because there's no smell. No smell, no smoke. No smell, no smoke, no clean. Good to go. I'm locked in! I'm locked in! Ah. Oh, that's one heck of a repair queue. Dare I say, I don't think we've had more waiting at once. That's like 19 HomePods, because some of those folks have 2. How many will we get through? KL558. I did not. I didn't see that. It's alive. Yes. I mean, of course it's alive. We know exactly what we're doing here. You shouldn't be surprised. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting to the...
There we go, that's the magic.
I'm having trouble...
Don't you raise your voice at me. I will unplug you and never plug you in again. Hahaha, okay, anyways, folks, here we have... Oh. Someone's been in here. Is this an RMA? Did we, let's see here. This is strange. Someone's been in here, that's for sure. Oh, we have an email. Okay. So it does look like a while back, Shuo here had tried maybe getting an adapter from us or trying to make their own adapter. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, 'cause like someone's been in there. You shouldn't be able to do that. Did they get into the base? Yes, they did, but it doesn't look like anybody's actually connected an adapter and tried anything yet. So my guess is they reached out to us to get an adapter, and then they saw that we offer a full repair with a warranty for the same issue, and they figured, to heck with it, I'll just go for the straight shot guarantee instead of the try your luck route. Someone's been in here. But I doubt it has anything to do with their issue at hand here. We'll go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt and assume they didn't get any farther than that top. And see if this has any complaints attempting a USB software restore, since it looks like even though someone tried getting inside of it, no one has actually tried a software restore yet. I have hope. Get the muck. Alright, forgive me for doing the zoom the camera in on the screen on the table here, dealio, but I'm feeling particularly lazy today, and I really don't want to get the screen share on this thing working. So we're going to jump into it. We've got it upside down. That's the first and most important step. Only then can we connect the adapter via USB to our computer. And only after we've done those two things can we finally plug the power in. And only after all of that can we now run our magic commands. Gaster pwn, gaster reset, and iDevice restore. You want me to replace the keycaps? I quite like the stock keyboard, or do you mean just replace it with a new one? Like I clean this at least once a week. It just doesn't last. I'm too hands-on, and so is everyone that I work with. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Waiting for NAND. That's not good. That is not good. So basically, this should only take a second or so. The fact that it's taking forever means that it's eventually going to time out and then fail. And the reason is, well, it says right there it's waiting for NAND. The storage chip on the main logic board has unfortunately either gone bad or has become no longer fully connected to the board, the latter being the most likely. Here I've got some of them right here. Here's your main logic board. Here's the storage chip that holds the software and all good stuff in there. What happens is the solder balls that connect the chip to the board experience a lot of thermal cycles, expanding and contracting, not to mention this black glue that they surround the chip with causes the chip to heat unevenly, and it causes that expansion and contraction to occur unevenly. And it puts an uneven amount of stress across that solder ball array, and that will cause those solder balls to crack and corrode and stop making as good of a connection. Essentially what I'm getting at is this buddy here is going to need a bit more work than usual, but still totally fixable. We need to get our hands on a replacement logic board or find the time to fix up a couple of the ones that we've been saving up with similar issues. But in any case, we gave it the best software shot. We know at least what caused its demise, and we're going to come back to it later. Because we just have so much, to get through, and I want to at least touch as many as I can in one sitting. Try to give everybody a little bit of love instead of giving fewer people more love, you know what I mean? I think that's the best way at it. But here we've got Toby. Let's get their name up on the screen, and then let's let the next fella know that they're coming up next. It is Toby with no power, very much fixable. And then 3829 coming up next, a repeat offender. This fella's sent in a few HomePods to us, we'll let him know. Okay. What are our symptoms? No lights, no power, couple of watts from the wall. Goodness, that looks like the usual dead diode on the amplifier. Let's get it apart and get it fixed. Oh, you like my Mac skin? Thank you, thank you. I quite like it myself. I generally don't skin my stuff, but man, D-brand just... they slap. That UV, that glow-in-the-dark, I mean, I've got the same skin... Hold on. I've got the glow-in-the-dark trace on the bottom and the X-ray on the top, and my palm has a bit of both too. And then my phone has the same skin. I really like their skins, I gotta say. I mean, I love the smell of them. If they made a perfume that smelled like their hot vinyl shop, I'd buy it. D-brand, sponsor me. Hey, we've got 3,000 subscribers now. We can start bothering the big boys, right? Maybe we can get D-brand to make us a custom skin for the tops of HomePods too. Heck yeah, it's glow-in-the-dark. My only complaint with glow-in-the-dark stuff is, like, all of it only lasts for, like, a few minutes. I mean, peak brightness and wow factor wears off after a few seconds, even. You know, it'd be cool if they just embedded straight up radioactive material so that way it would constantly glow in the dark and it didn't need to be recharged with a light source. Like, I'm thinking tritium or something. We're not long left for this planet anyways. Give me the cool stuff. Let's go. Kurt, are you talking about your Arcfeld Pro? Or do you have like a UV flashlight even bigger than one of those? About time to change my bit again. Here we go. Let's get some new fart filters. Then we'll switch out that shock key. And then we'll slap it together with a new subwoofer gasket. Ah, that sounds like a pretty serious UV light. I'm gonna have to look into that, Kurt. And there it is. That'll do. Kurt, thanks for dropping by. Hope to catch you again soon. Oh man, I feel like I have like a sixth sense for when someone's about to call me out for ignoring the chat, and I go and comment on something in the chat right as someone's saying it. My apologies. I'm sorry, shuffle hands. Oh, I'm cooked. Oh, my wife's gonna kill me. I'll be right back. The kid's asleep. gotta be quiet.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having...
All right. Wendy. Fingers crossed. Alright, that's not good. We'll try it one more time here. Okay. It continues to refuse in the exact same way with the same timing and all. It's not a connection issue. We definitely have a dying main board in this one as well. We'll have to let them know and get another logic board ready for this one to get it fixed. I'm a bit short on replacement logic boards at the moment, so let's bring up something that we can fix here, for sure. This one is going to be Wendy's HomePod, and then up next is going to be James. Come on, you junker. Everybody is watching me. Control C, right? You saw me do that, right? And then we go over here. Control this. Yeah, okay, now it works. Must have been a user error. No lights, no power, couple of watts from the wall. Gosh, that looks like the usual dead diode. I still have my wife's 2DS. It needs a new ribbon cable for something. I can't remember what it was. Brother reveal. Hello? Who has a brother? I have 2 little sisters. I don't have any brothers, though. You'll have to give me more than $10 to drink some Flux. Jeez. I got a wife and kid, you know. Stefan's a data hoarder. I was kind of the same way in high school. I would borrow all of my friends' iPods and rip their music. I had a couple hundred gigabytes of music by the time I got out of high school. I mean, my mom by herself had 100 gigs of music on her iPod, and then I got another 80 gigs or so from my best friend, and then another 100-ish gigs from my other best friend, before they introduced me to the 2 terabyte Toho music collection. 2 terabytes. More music than you'll ever have enough time to listen to. Marvin, what is up? Welcome back. Hope you're feeling better.
having trouble connecting to the internet.
How much storage am I using on my phone? I don't know. It's dead. I don't think I'm using much on my phone, to be honest. I pay for iCloud storage and back up most of my photos there. I don't have pretty much any music saved locally on my phone. The only thing I really use my phone's storage for is sort of a temporary medium until I put it somewhere else. Or at least have it backed up somewhere. Dude, yeah, I'm falling off. Mine never used to let my phone battery die. But then again, I used to also be able to carry spare phone batteries and swap them out whenever I needed to. So, you know, I'm not gonna blame myself. I don't think your school really cares, Stefan. Hard to say. What are y'all talking about? The new Sonic movies? I think I've only seen the first Sonic movie. I don't think I've seen any other ones. Geez, Archie? Man, I haven't heard that name in years. I never read Archie, but my babysitter had a bunch of Archie comics. Can I stream for 5 hours? I don't know about that. You'll buy me a ticket to see 19 Devialets if I come to Paris. See, I don't know. I would do that if I could bring my wife and kid. I couldn't go to Paris for the first time and leave my wife behind. I mean, if my wife said, yeah, go for it, I would go by myself. I wouldn't have a problem doing it by myself, but I have a strong feeling. I have a feeling my wife would like to go too. And if that were the case, I would feel bad going and not bringing her with. But by no means is it like, oh, I have to bring her with me, right? I would just, it's one of those I would love to bring her if she wants to go kind of things. And I'm sure she would want to go. Friggin' Paris, man. The only other country we've traveled to outside of the US is to Japan. You know what would be even funnier is if we got plane tickets to Paris for me and my wife and kid, and it was a round trip, and it was just like there was zero time to do anything other than land, go see the 19 Devialets, and then immediately turn around and get on a plane back home. Now, well, hold on, Stefan. I'm not taking... If this is something that, like, you're not paying for, I'll take you up on the offer. But I'm not taking you up on the offer if this is coming out of, like, if you're personally paying for this. I'm not taking that from you. I couldn't take that from you.
I'm having trouble connecting. I'm having...
We can't go to Paris. I have a passport. My wife has a passport. My kid does not yet. We need to get our kid their passport. Stefan, I'll trade you 2 broken Devialets for 3 round trip plane tickets to Paris. I'll bring them with me. All right. It is now 38:31. With some kind of bad bass. 38:43 is coming up next. We'll shoot them a message and let them know. Marvin, I don't have any EU. Well, I only have one EU cable. Actually, I don't think it is an EU. I think it's a different one. In any case, practically, I don't have, the only cables I have are US ones. Man, that's, oh, yeah, like Shuffle Hands said, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Like, taking any kind of offer from a miner to fly across the country just to meet up with them. I don't know. Kinda weird. Kinda sus. Kinda sus. You gotta be careful, Stefan. I mean, I could be some rando faking all of this, just expecting you to give me the offer so I can show up at your door and kidnap you, right? No, but yeah. In any case, it sounded like you're planning a trip to the U.S. in the next year or two. It would be probably less weird then. I'm flying to see the Devialets, and you somehow ended up there. Jeez. This is like, Shuffle Hands, this is like reverse grooming, bro. This is like reverse grooming. He wants me to... Ooh. That subwoofer's cooked. Now, if I travel to another country and I advertise a public meetup and your parents want to bring you to it, I won't stop you. That's perfectly fine. But also, like, I have to explain. Can you imagine, like, telling a border agent or, like, customs, like, why you're entering the country or why you're leaving the country? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see some speakers, some Devialet Phantoms. That subwoofer is no longer for this world. No, they don't care what I'm doing. They don't care why I'm visiting. They just stamp you and go. They give you a quick sniff and make sure you're not carrying anything that smells funny. What's up with all the reality TV shows about people getting caught leaving the country with a whole bunch of illegal stuff? They only make sure you're only carrying USB-C cables. That's hilarious. That's good. I'm gonna print that one and put it up on the wall. Batter, thanks for stopping by. Hope to catch you in another one soon, too. One woofer worthy of reuse here for 3831. Let's continue with tearing this apart because we don't want to just slap another woofer in here. The same problem will happen again if we don't rectify the root reason. You guys. Oh, you guys. I'm slapping my knees around right now. That's funny. I don't care about removing Flux from the rest of the board, but the passive cooling pad for the main amp chip, we want to keep that clean at least. I mean, I won't travel the world to meet up with you, but if you get evicted, if you become homeless, I'm happy to give you a place to stay if that's what it takes to keep you off the street. Yeah, this is the ES15, not the second gen, the very first ones that they came out with. I've had issues with the motors in them being noticeably weak. Like, they're perfectly fine for most things, but the screws in the HomePods take a fair bit of torque. And the very first one of these that I got was quite strong, perfectly adequate for any screw inside of a HomePod. But the buttons started giving me issues, so I got a replacement. But the replacement's motor was really weak, too weak to handle any of the screws in a HomePod. And I went through like 10 more of them trying to find one that just worked as good as the first one that I got. And I ended up just taking the motor from my first one and moving that into new bodies as the bodies have issues over time. I have not had my hands on the new version 2 yet. Oh yeah, the stuff in the blue bottle, clearly labeled 99% Tim's Tears. I mean, if it isn't clearer than that, I'll have to have a little sign on my desk here pointing to it that just says what it is. That's the part where you laugh. Say, good joke, Dad. Good one. Oh, I think I saw you join the Discord server too, Mr. Basic. Happy to have you there. Tell you what, 10,000 subscribers and I'll put a face cam on our stream. Get me 10,000 subs and I'll do a face cam. I'll add a dedicated face camera. And you'll get to see all of my... Oh, I make some weird faces as I'm working on these. I'm squinting, I'm squirming. I'm waving my eyebrows. Doing all sorts of stuff with my mouth. It's just, I mean, what can I say? That's what happens when you lock in. You'll have to remind me when we hit 10,000 subscribers, because I'm not going to remember that. And you'll have to bookmark this video, this timestamp, and say, but you promised us. You said. And I won't take no clips of the stream. AI has gotten crazy. You guys can fake anything. No, I want a link to my live stream on my channel saying that I said that. Or it's no deal. How do I get more of this stuff when we run out? Well, believe it or not, kind of like how whenever a fairy dies, whenever someone says they don't believe in them. Every time we fix a HomePod, it just refills itself a little bit more all by itself. I don't have to do anything. It's almost like fixing one of these and keeping someone from having to buy a new one. It's like making somebody at Apple that sad. I don't know, it just keeps filling itself back up every time we fix one of these. Well, we're going to need to reset and update this to properly test it, but the popping sounds significantly improved at least, so all signs point towards it being fixed. We'll put it through its paces to be sure, of course, but let's get 3843 fixed up here. Ooh, look at that. We've got the queue down to one line. No lights, no power, couple of watts from the wall. Gosh, it looks like the usual dead diode. Let's dig in. Oh, I don't want to bother Kira. She might be passed out right now. Why is bald? That. Oh, I didn't actually answer you. It's called alopecia, autoimmune disorder. My hair falls out on its own. It just does whatever it wants to do. I literally haven't had to pay for a haircut or any hair products or anything like that in years. I wake up and I go. It's great. I consider it an evolutionary advantage. You call it hair loss. Do I restore failing MacBook Pro key switches? I'll say I've never done it yet, but I'd have to look into it and see what it all entails and think about how much I'd have to charge. But it's, it's not a hard no. Never done it. I might be willing to try. I think anybody willing to recognize themselves as a bad person is not in and of themselves that bad of a person. Let's fix. Yeah, heck. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to ask. Uh-oh. They figured out my tax fraud. They're coming for me. Never mind. They were going for someone else. I wasn't saying anything. I thought about wigs, but like, honestly, I like being bald so much. It's just so much easier. The only thing honestly stopping me from wearing a wig is the work that it takes to wear one. I'd rather just not. But natural hair wigs, man, those things are expensive. I would keep that for yourself, at least if you're considering reusing it. Some good stuff. My younger sister, she grew her hair until she was like 25 or something, and then cut it all off and donated the whole thing. It was actually insane. Shuffle hands. I think that is a period correct way of backing up your Mac. Absolutely.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more...
Beautiful. Okay. Up next is going to be 3787. After that, 3787 again. They sent in 2 HomePods, one with the blinkies like this, the other one with no issues, they just want hardware maintenance done. So we're gonna see what this one takes here. Is it a hardware issue or just a software problem? Yeah, gone are the days of my prime hair, that's for sure. I used to have skater boy hair. And if it ever grows back, I'm never cutting it again. It's gonna be long. But I had long straight hair. It wasn't curly or anything crazy. Just long and very dark brown. Ah, man. It's gonna be another one of those, huh? Let's give it one more try here. Yeah, everybody will be balding and my hair will grow back and we'll see who's laughing then. Nah, it fails in the exact same spot, the exact same way. So it looks like this one is going to want the hard fix. Well, we can at least go ahead and do the maintenance on their second one, so that we're not having to do that later. Actually, you know what? I didn't realize it was already 5 o'clock. We are out of time. We won't have enough time to work on this one, I'm afraid. Folks, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. We did get a lot done today, so I can't be too upset, but we do need to go. We need to go and figure out some dinner. So, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I hope to catch you